Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as was the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are out there in the world. So recently there was a post that got posted by Gold Telegraph, and it is breaking news. Researchers with the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia say that switching to a gold standard could stabilize prices. People who were once blind are starting to see. We have a quote from the article. They argue that the price level would consistently converge to its long-run equilibrium value. And it's so funny at this point because, for the last couple months and even for like the last couple years, what have we been talking about on this channel? We've been talking about a gold-backed system rising. And a lot of people say that's crazy. That's not happening. But if we actually look at all of the signs, it's pinpointing to a gold-backed system running on digital rails. Those digital rails are all on DLT and blockchain. Why do you think that you have the DTCC, who settles $2.4 quadrillion worth of securities per year, moving over to DLT? Why do you think all of the banking organizations out there, the ones that pull the strings around the financial system, are all talking about crypto, blockchain, DLT, streamlining cross-border payments through digital assets, and they're all pushing for a CBDC? And they're accumulating gold at record heights. Why do you think that is? Well, now the cat is out of the bag. They're letting you know that we want to switch to a gold standard again, and it seems as though that's the whole point, even with CBDCs. Over here, we have from Bloomberg, just recently as well, Zimbabwe's dollar has declined every day this year with no intervention from authorities. That may signal that the end is near for the currency to make way for a new gold-backed local unit. And almost every single currency that got revalued, those areas are now looking towards a new gold-backed currency or CBDC. Do you think that this is, a coincidence? This was always the plan. In fact, I put out a post back in September, and I said a new monetary system is coming. It's impossible not to come to that conclusion. Our traditional monetary system is failing. What's funny about this is I just recently reposted a post, and it was regarding the Federal Reserve. Here you guys have it, breaking Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve generated its biggest loss in history of $114 billion last year. Does this look sustainable? Oh, by the way, it's at the same exact time that the US Treasury wants to print so much more money to the point where we hit $50 trillion in debt by 2030. Now, let me ask you all this. You don't even need to have a financial degree. You don't even need to be financially literate. Does that even sound remotely sustainable? Absolutely not. Back to this post, I said we are at a point in time where we are seeing the transition happening slowly but surely. I told you all back in May that it will begin with trade finance. Now again, this is a crypto-driven channel, but we focus on the traditional world of finance because it's converging with the digital. September 20th, the Electronic Trade Documents Bill comes into effect. It went into effect and it started a major push towards digitalizing trade finance. This is why I talked about XDC on the channel. Harmonization of standards is starting. MLATR with ISO 20022. The next part is harmonization of regulations with the FSB, the IMF, the BIS, and the G20. Oh yeah, that's right. All of those four governing bodies, guess what they're talking about? Guess what they're pushing? CBDC platforms, DLT, blockchain, and they're even highlighting gold. Projected global crypto regulations end of 2025. It's all coming together for a full integration of DLT and blockchain within the traditional monetary system. This will start the transition from traditional to digital. This is why I talk about utility giants on this channel. The world is changing, and soon everyone will realize the change that has already started, and it already has. But most people are blinded by short-term expectations, price action, and they're not actually connecting the dots. There's a post over here by Marty Party. We have central banks are accumulating gold faster than ever. Here is a chart to prove it. Why do central banks accumulate gold? They're either hedging against de-dollarization, preparing for war, which again, you could say, hey, we're in World War III. I do think that that is a big distraction. I really do. I've talked about it in the past. It allows them to push things. It's an accelerator. War is always an accelerator for something. You have to look behind the closed door and really see what's going on. And also preparing for a gold-backed currency, which is what the BRICS have been focused on for a bit of time. Regardless, right, net purchases of gold is at historical heights. It's the largest amount of accumulating of gold we've ever saw in history. When we think about that, right, when we really think about everything happening, we look at what's really going on with the West financial system and what's happening outside of the Western financial system. Over here, we have the Western financial system has become weaponized. It is not a secret. Now, SWIFT says it will launch a central bank digital currency platform. At the same time, the BIS, China, Thailand, Hong Kong, and the UAE are leading the work on Project Enbridge. At the same exact time that the BRICS, specifically Russia, right, they're leading it. They are advancing laws to use tokenized digital assets for trade payments. You seriously can't make this up. And by the way, Russia has been fully advancing and pushing for blockchain-based trade financial products and systems, and they are looking at gold as well. Game on. Head spinning yet? No, it's not. Listen, we've been talking about this for a while. Most people are blind to what's happening because there's no actual reporting going on around these major events. But talking about this, right? Addressing what's actually happening. Gold, gold, gold. What is really going on with gold, right? Where does gold play its role? Well, it's something that has physical value tied to it, which means when you are tokenizing it on chain, you tokenize it one-to-one. It's backed physically. With that in mind, right? When you mix gold with digital and tokenization, now you could start to tokenize currencies, back it by that gold physically, and now you have a digital-based financial system. And guess what's moving the things of value, aka CBDCs, bridging it all? Well, you have a bridge currency, you have DLT, you have the new infrastructure of the financial world. What's funny about this is tokenized gold has been making its rounds. It's been a big thing and it's been growing and growing and growing. It's been something that most people are not focused on, but tokenization of gold is a big deal. And even recently, HSBC back in November became the first bank in the world to offer tokenized gold. And this is all built upon DLT. Now you might be questioning, where does HSBC stand? What are they choosing? What DLT project are they tapped in with? Well, they never mentioned the DLT that they're using, but we know that they are pushing it through Medico. Medico was acquired by Ripple. Ripple utilizes the XRP ledger and utilizes XRP. Does it really? Is it so hard to connect the dots with this? No. You just need to do a little bit more research. For an example, here's a picture taken at Ripple Swell Dubai back in November. You have individuals from Medico, HSBC, and then you have Monica Long, the president of Ripple. Very interesting. You can clearly see the signs here. And they're offering digital asset custody services for institutional clients who invest into tokenized securities. This is all through HSBC Orion, which, by the way, is tapped in with Medico. They are working with Medico Harmonize. When you look at Medico Harmonize, this is infrastructure. This is a complete infrastructure layer. Scale new business models in the digital asset economy. They are literally telling you what's coming. They're literally telling you what's happening here. Deploy ambitious digital asset use cases. Store, trade, and transfer thousands of digital assets. Tokenize and manage regulated and non-regulated assets. Connect and embed into all relevant Web3 dApps securely. Like, this is a complete infrastructure layer that connects to everything. Absolute protection of cryptographic key material. strict enforcement of governance policy or governance policies. Like, this is all compliant, regulated, massive universe of DLT or distributed ledger protocols. This is all through DeFi, smart contracts, permission ledgers, cryptocurrencies, you name it. Direct connectivity to the regulated ecosystem, smart access to exchanges and liquidity venues, universal gateway towards institutional DeFi and Web3. Like, this is insane. And look at the testimonials here. BNP Paribas, Forge, Deca, DZ Bank, and these are just a few of the major players. Even if you go over here to learn more, right, you could see how these projects are utilizing Medico. This was back in February of 2023 in terms of DZ Bank. They were looking at this for, again, digital asset custody services for institutions. It's all fully focused on the new world of finance that is literally being crafted in front of us. And everything that we are seeing around gold, central banks, we're talking about, a lot of problems happening with the West and their financial, system with SWIFT and the dollar, de-dollarization methods. It's growing tremendously. The dollar is dead. All of it pertains to the digital economy. And when we really think about this, right, HSBC is pushing tokenized gold as well. They are the first bank to offer tokenized gold. This is the first of many, in my opinion, because as we get closer and closer, gold will play a vital role in this new financial system that's coming. A lot of people are thinking like, oh no, this is not happening. This isn't happening. Look at CBDC endeavors. CBDC endeavors right now are at an all-time high. Nearly every single major central bank out there, 93% of them globally, are pushing for a CBDC. And guess what they're also doing? Stockpiling gold. Gold plays a role. CBDCs, DLT, blockchain, it's all tied together. It's all one big circle. This is why I keep telling you guys, focus on the much bigger picture, because they're not going to paint it for you. They're not going to tell you what they're doing. They're not going to say, hey, we're using this DLT. You have to connect the dots. Now, do I think that XRP and the XRP ledger is the only big player here? No, absolutely not. I put out a full post regarding this. You have XRP, you have XLM, HBAR, QNT, Link, you name it. Like, there's so many great projects in the space, but we don't have regulations yet. Crypto as a whole is not regulated. Once we have regulations and we get that regulatory wipeout, these projects, these utility projects, utility will shine greater than anything. But the writing is already there. Look at what's happening around digital ID. Look at what's happening around CBDCs. Look at what's happening around, digitalization as a whole. Like, this is happening in real time while mainstream media is silent, while majority are still distracted. They're not fully focused here. But things are starting to happen in real time. We're starting to see the downfall of the fiat-based system to usher into this new system based on DLT, blockchain, gold, and it all has a role to fill. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, this has been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.